Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Good evening and welcome along to the show. Hey, it's Friday Night Live with, of course, the bear in the chair. And boy, oh boy, have we got a show lined up for you tonight. We have got a show lined up for you, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh, we certainly have. And I tell you what, we're going to start off right now with going to the Mac Loop.
Playboy, RTB Valley.
And in case you didn't realise, tonight's special theme is low-level flying.
The Bala Valley towards Bala.
Big plane for the complete, many thanks for your help. We're having a free call base.
Maintain this as a discreet whilst at their level jumping on route. Saying a basic service now, Victor Mike, and happy to press the level. 9-0, race 3-1. 3-1, copy radar contact.
And just a little bit later, we'll certainly be going through the chat room saying hi to everybody. And hey, what a special mention to everybody. Thank you very much for waiting patiently, putting the messages into the chat room. And just listen to the sound of the Typhoon. Here we go. Coming up this evening, round about 20 to 8, we'll be bringing on our very special guest. And that will be pilot Captain Chris Brady. And we've got a very special feature coming up for you tonight. And Chris will be giving us quite an insight to low-level flying. That's coming up.
Taylor level. Runway, travel 8.5. Down to the surface general handling for 20 minutes for rack 41. Flight of 3, Fox 15 Echoes, Ball Lake to Snowdonia, and then south. Rack 41, general handling complete. Pick up traffic service and RTV through the Litchfield, flight level 130 and 57.
Level 25 miles southeast of Valley. Looking for a climb to en route direct to Collinsville. We'll take anything between 20 to 30,000 feet. 079, single 1 Charlie, low level, exiting the loop via twin, then routing north via Barmouth for 70 to drop to Club Venice.
UK low level, Victor 67, Signal Hawk, Cad West, round the loop, 1.5, 253. That's all definitely westbound, the second half. Tornado, low level, 10 miles north of the loop, southbound for the loop. 99, Signal Hawk T2, entering the northern side of the loop this time. Coming. Just put out a low level, currently at flight level 55 overhead the Mac loop, looking for a flight level 140 in transit to the Litchfield corridor, RTB Marham. Monster 2, just Monster KGR4 entering the Mac loop from the north. Monster. So KGR4 has just pulled out the Mac loop, doing a climb flight level 140 for the Litchfield RTB Marham. Reptile, pair of Hawk T2s entering low level at Conway, routing south. All Reptile 1 pair of Hawks conducting OTMs on the northern plain in the region of Bala. Reptile is a pair of Hawk T2s in the vicinity of Bala, now routing west to the coast. Victor 98 from Reptile 1, you're clear to progress south.
And we will have more from the Mac Loop coming up just a little bit later. And as we told you, tonight is our theme of the evening is low flying. And don't you dare go anywhere. Stay with us, because at around about 20 to 8 this evening, we'll be doing a very, very special feature where we've got our special guest, and that is going to be our very own, Asia World's very own Captain Chris Brady. And he'll be talking about low-level flying. That is a feature you really don't want to miss. And hey, you don't want to miss any of the show tonight. We've got a really action-packed show coming up for you. But hey, just before we go to the very next feature, got to say hi to a few people, and let's have a quick look at the chat room. Saying hi to Phoebe Stern. Here you go, Stu. I'm going to have a birthday dinner with my mum because it's her birthday. Well, Phoebe Stern's mum, many happy returns to you. That is absolutely wonderful. And thank you for that kind donation. I can't believe it. I can't go through everything in the chat room because, my goodness, I've never seen a chat room so full in all my life. Thank you very, very much, everybody. First in the chat room, though, mention a couple of people. I will try to mention as many as I can throughout the evening. Aviation Kid, thanks for joining us. Architect Design as well, thank you. Jazzy John, Mark Webber, Webster, GB Model Zone, Phil Artiste. Let me keep going through this list very, very carefully. Hey, who else have we got? Oh, we have Bandit 99. How could we miss you out? Maurice Moon, hi to you. John Robinson. And we mentioned Phil Artiste. Alison Tidy, how the devil are you as well? Thank you for joining us. And just so many folks tonight. I do apologise if I do miss you out. PJ, and I'll mention a few more people. Oh, Kirk Ferrari as well. Amy Wilson, Gary Inge. I will mention a few more people just a little bit later, okay? So thank you, everybody. Another one that pops up is TC Space C, Andrew Austin, and also out there we've got Hello Louise over in Felixstone, and also over in Kent, we've got Trina. Hiya, Trina. Great to know you out there watching the show. Thanks to everybody who's putting very kind donations in. I can't believe it. We'll give more of you a mention in just a moment. But, hey, we've got such a busy show lined up for you this evening. And coming up right now, we've got some great video footage from Waddington. And it's a very loud, very noisy, wonderful French Mirage.
Serving as Free French with the Royal Air Force during World War II.
Also, special mentions going out tonight to Mid-Atlantic RR and Aeroplanes. Of course, John Robinson, always good to see you. Anthony Wright. We also have Erwin Paul, Keezy, Alison Tidy, Kirk Ferrari, Oliver as well. Lots of people also saying happy birthday to Phoebe's mom. Happy birthday to you. Also hi to Laura, Mark Webber Webster of course, SHGP Virtual Aviation. Also, hi to Clive Jones as well, and hi to Matthew. So good on you, Matthew. Nice to see you out there as well.
The B model is the two-seater. That's obviously primarily used for training, and the C model is the single-seater.
I'm sure somewhere I saw LT Viper pilots, so a very good Friday to you as well. Heather Ramsey, Andrew Austin, Pia Tor, a good evening also to Lime, Kevin Henry the 8th. And there she is, LT Viper pilot, saying hello. LT Viper pilot, you bet your bottom dollar on it, it's the French Mirage. And that's a Vulcan. We started the show off with a little clip of the Vulcan. And coming up in a minute, we got a full display of the Vulcan, plus a fly past with it with the Lancaster. What more could you ask for?
Decimal 8 at the moment. We do.
Control, did you hear that last request over?
Continue tight 10 behind the Spitfire. Spitfire request line up.
Can you taxi?
Well, I certainly hope I've mentioned most people. If I've missed anybody out, I do apologise. Oh, Andy Hare is just popped in. Hi, Andy. No doubt. He's probably on his tea break. Talking of tea. Of course, we've got the coconut tea on the go.
Thanks, then we'll be seeing the Vulcan take off. She won't be displaying straight away. She'll be going away and coming back with what I hope will be a particularly unusual formation. So once squadron leader Al Pinner has got the Mark 19 Spitfire airborne, we expect to see the Vulcan depart. She's off to the left-hand end of the runway at the moment. She's taxiing slowly onto the runway.
I nearly forgot to mention him. Terry Torment. Well, this is going to be just up your street, young man. He certainly loves the Vulcan, and that's what we've got coming up in just a couple of seconds.
With one bomb and the edge of the runway with another, making it unusable for Argentine fast jets. And until the Gulf War, that was the longest bombing raid in history, having been mounted from Ascension Island. So turning now,
you're shielding till the 31st.
This is the moment. This is the time.
Ah, that's interesting.
The Sky Trust gives this aeroplane back to you. David Thomas is the captain. Martin Withers, who flew the Black Buck mission and got the Distinguished Flying Cross for it, is the co-pilot. And Barry Macefield, the third man on board, is the AEO. He also flew on the Black Buck flight. This is the Robert Controller. Scramble, scramble, scramble.
And if you hear some strange creaking noises, it is not me in my chair, I can assure you. It was those very annoying barriers, those metal barriers that somebody kept swinging on them. That's what it was. It's not me in the chair. The bear in the chair swinging? No way.
The Vulcan catches up the Lancaster. Catching up quite fast. Very good low-speed handling in the Vulcan. Dave Thomas in the left-hand seat. Martin Withers in the right. Here they come from half left. And Spitfire Hurricane. Pass message. Can we cross at this position on the Bravo? If we wait for the AWACS, we will overheat and block your taxiway. Stand by.
What a great sight. But coming up right now, we're going to do that full Vulcan display. We started off with the Vulcan, and I couldn't have teased you, could I? We had to have a Vulcan display today.
Traffic 12 o'clock at 6 miles north of Flight Level 80 initially in Falcon
6 males, 183 climbing out, climbing the flight level 40.
And coming up tonight, we've got a full evening of aviation delights for you. And we'll tell you more about that just a little bit later. Other things that are coming up after 8 o'clock.
End of the display line. And then pitching up to turn round and come back in front of us. And you see how manoeuvrable that aircraft is. Fighter-like performance.
Sierra 110 ground, you can contact me on the discrete frequency 132.9 unless you've already been trying.
Don't play the music, please. Sean Moffat, do not play the music. We want to hear the sound of this wonderful Vulcan, so stop your music. Also, I get in trouble as well if it hears music. Here we go. And it's some quite old footage, this is. It's going back to, well, not too old, I suppose. It all depends on your perspective, really. 2008, the first year that the Vulcan actually came back. So stop playing that music, please, Sean. Or else I'll have to keep talking over it, and you don't want to hear me over the Vulcan, please. Come on.
David and Martin have got the gear down now. She's coming by with the undercarriage down. So if you can point us in the direction of such a company or group, I know you'll be met with every...
Also, special mentions tonight. Thank you for joining us to Ingrid. Also, photo for you. Here we go. Come on, power it up. Give us some noise. And also a Good Friday evening mention to Dare TV. I know there was somebody else I had to say hi to. Oh, Ian as well. Hi, Ian.
There she is. A day many people said would never happen. They said it couldn't be done. Minimum crew, and they don't even navigate for a display. Barry Macefield. He's in one of the 3 rear seats. But let's just watch the aircraft touch down.
19014. 20 cut. Forestville, call Lancaster.
Definitely deserving a big round of applause.
And if I wasn't holding a microphone...
Well, we saw 2 absolute classic bombers there. And hey, we've got a couple more coming as well in just a moment. What have we got? We'll find out in 7 seconds from now. That's when the next feature's coming up.
All the way down to the far end of the runway. An absolutely lovely sight. Somebody did say rather cruelly that it's probably easy to do.
And, as we said, next feature coming up for you right now. It's the wonderful B-17, and we may see a B-52 as well. This takes us back to 2017 from Cosford, so certainly enjoy this. Some fabulous video shots coming up for you right now.
Our most important date each year is a fly past over the Mattingly American Military Cemetery. Powerful place. I urge you to go to it.
Good evening also to Charles31. Good to see you as well. Where's the roar? Hey, the roar was earlier on. Unless you want the bear to roar. But good to see you. Thanks for putting the message into the chat room and everybody else.
She's showing us her underside. She's showing us her bomb bay. Not as big as you might think. On Lancaster, that would extend down the whole fuselage. Document myself in the National Archives, signed by Air Chief Marshal Sir Arthur Harris. Decision made that the Lancasters would go to Germany with more bombs on board. And although a turret was tried underneath, particularly by the Canadians in 6th Group, the decision was made that drag, the weight and the additional man lost meant they wouldn't be defended from underneath. Truly a day in which I discovered something about the decisions made by commanders. Bell, but of course she's named after Ellie Sallingboe, Sally B. Features original actual air combat footage, a special stunt crash at the beginning. As possibly the most evocative opening sequence of any film I've ever seen, let alone a war film. Any film is extraordinary. A lot of the films based in offices, don't let that put you off, it's really good. So if you'd care to donate £395, non-members £460 or more to help keep Sally B flying and have your name or a name of your choice added to the prestigious Roll of Honour on the outside of her fuselage for one whole year and spend a special VIP day with our B-17 at Duxford. Being a little bit of a smoke pass himself. But here comes Sally B. Do you remember we were talking? Just seeing if she's going to put her smoke on. It's a lifetime to be trained as a crew member, including, get this, and here she comes.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. I'm at United DJs Radio, and you're watching the Air Show World with Stu Bear. Come fly with me sometime right here.
United DJs. Thank you very, very much there, Tony Prince, saying, hey, yep, well, you certainly are. You're watching The Bear in the Chair. It's Friday night, and it's Friday Night Live. I'd like to say a big, big thanks to everybody that has been popping over to listen to Tony Prince in the on the special shows that he has from 3 until 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And boy, oh boy, that man has definitely got it. And he's been going for years and years. But thank you, Tony. Really appreciate that message. And talking of messages, thanks very much to everybody for putting all the great messages into the chat room. So much appreciated. Like Ingrid and also Charles31, Alison Bowers, Mid-Atlantic, certainly enjoying those B-52, that B-52 and the B-17. And who else have we got? We've got Thomas Lund, Peter Tor, and also I saw popped up somewhere in there, James as well. So James, good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Say hi to your mom and don't eat too many of those coconut cakes, you know. Save some for the bear, you know, especially with a bit of jam and... Okay, what have we got coming up for you right now? It's classic aircraft time. Well, sort of classic. There's still fast jets. There's going to be some Phantoms. There's going to be some F-15s. But this was filmed around about 2001, I think it was. It was the departure day at... RAF Waddington after their air show, and I got up really close and personal. So, hey, enjoy this. It's a bit of what I call burn, baby burn. Bring on the Disco Inferno. Here it is. Charles 31 or 317, whatever it is. I need new glasses, honestly. If you want to get in touch with the bear, I'll tell you how to in a moment. As you can see, not just burning up my microphones, but also my ears as well. I was very, 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 very close to these. Virtual Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, good evening to you. Not seen you for a while. You're more than welcome. Thank you for joining us. See, I never forget you.
We were just Information, Waddington Tower, good morning. Line up, surface wind cut.
Should we say hi to her? Should we say hi? Hey Julie, how the devil are you? Waving that spanner, good to see you. Wow! I've showed this shot before, look at that. Bring it in the background. Don't worry, Lincoln Cathedral is not that close. It's close, but not that close. Thomas Lund, how the devil are you as well? Thank you for joining us. There we go. Go on. Barrel roll it. Go on. Round you go. Fabulous stuff. And what have we got coming up for you next? Well, coming up very, very soon, in around about 10 minutes or something like that, we've got tonight's very special feature. That's at around about 9-10 minutes. I'll keep you posted, but hey, you're certainly going to enjoy it because we've got an insight tonight about low-level flying. That's the theme of this evening's show, and hey, we've got a little bit more action. This time, one of my favourite displays displays, and just watch this pilot. He is brilliant. From the Turkish Air Force, in the F-16, we call it Solo Turk. Stewie Bear, he says. That's Thomas Lund. Thank you very much for your very kind donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice one, Kirk. You see, he's got the DVD where it says, "There's a rabbit on the runway." Cheers, Kirk. Iron Man, that's Iron Man 129. Reminded us, was that the Thursday on the practice day when he did that? When he did the flares, and yes, the next day we're all getting excited, think, oh yeah, get ready with that, get ready with the cameras, and yes, he didn't do it anymore. And Iron Man, don't forget to say hi to your dad for me, Daryl. Say come up and see us sometime. Sherry Torment, what's it all about? Alfie, thank you very much for that very kind donation as well. Can't thank you enough, guys. Thank you for these donations. It means so much. Thank you.
After that, you will see a very different show coming exceed by just over here.
Piotr, you bet your bottom dollar it's the F-16 Solo Turk. And talking of great pilots, very soon we'll be introducing you to a fantastic pilot who's going to be here live with us on the show in around about 4 minutes from now. But coming up, we've got more great features. Keep them coming. It's a tornado. Not just any tornado, a special 60th anniversary tornado from the Italian Air Force. Thank you very much also to Kirk Ferrari for the kind donation, Keezy as well. Love from Jackie. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
According to flying speed. Due to the aircraft high speed, timing and ground references are essential to even the simplest maneuvers. And now it gets back for a Schneider turn.
And I believe this particular tornado was part of the 311th Fighter Group. And this was their 60th anniversary year. And boy oh boy, what a paid scream they did to celebrate that fact.
The navigator role is essential throughout the flight.
Well, unfortunately, there'll be no Yeovilton. In fact, I don't think there is. I don't think there's a Yeovilton Air Show this year, unless it's been put back to, say, September. I believe Cosford will be in September. But yes, talking about the flares, they normally still allow the flares at Yeovilton. At least they certainly did up until just a couple of years ago. Of course, we haven't had any air shows for a couple of years now. So let's keep our fingers crossed we get some action. Talking of action, the Bear will be out doing the live streaming, taking the show on the road. After we're allowed to go out and about, do the live streaming, and that's going to be just after April the 12th. So stay with us. Certainly looking forward to that.
Well, if you were on board now, you would hear the navigation.
How about the aviation lover? Yeah, we all love the aircraft on here. Thank you as well. Thank you for putting the message in.
Full extended wings, landing gear out, pretending to be touching the runway in the touch and roll feature. Here it comes.
The music in the background. I hope it's not picking that up. So apologies for having to just talk over this a little bit. Don't want YouTube certainly doesn't like it up on. They do not like it. They don't like the music. TC, Space C, Independence Day, absolutely. That's it, we ought to have a big party. With the face masks on, of course, though. Aviation Geek says, well, let's release his message then so we can see what he says.
Display line again.
He only needs 3 subs to get 100. Well, good luck with that.
In which we can appreciate the high roll rate of the tornado. Well, it's
Yes, of course, I do apologise. Sometimes if I talk over it, it's because I have to at that bit, because of the music in the background.
The scheme was purposefully repeated.
As a rule, I like you to hear the aircraft. Here we go.
with a freestyle roll. Thank you, Captain Gabriel.
Here we go. Is this the final maneuver? Climbing
For joining us.
high to the clouds above. Here we go.
Thank you for watching.
I thank you. Thank you very much. Brilliant display by the Italian display Tornado. Fantastic. Now then, what have we got coming up for you? Well, we've got to mention Phil Artiste just before we go to the next item. Salute and thank you to Airshow World Crew. That's from Phil Artiste. And very kind. It puts a fantastic donation in. Thank you. Big thumbs up. But we want everybody right now to give a huge big thumbs up to our special guest this evening. With a little bit of luck, I should be able to introduce to you right now. It should be Captain Chris Brady. Chris, are you out there this evening with us? I'm trying to get hold of him. Just checking. Hold on. Chris, I will call you in again in just a second. It's all right. Just a couple of things to do here. Just bear with the bear. 1 second. Hit that one. Hit that one. Right. We shall give that another try. Chris Brady, are you with us this evening? Let's try.
Yes, I'm here, Stu. Can you hear me okay?
Woo, woo. Yes. No problem. It's just the bear with all these buttons. You know, I'm having a wild time today. To be honest, I've had quite a...
It's been a great show so far.
Hey, thank you very much. Well, hey, it's going to get even better. You know, the bear's as high as a kite at the moment. No, sorry, I've had some tablets and what have you. But it's all legal. It's all legal and above board. So what we've got coming up is our very own Chris Brady, and he's going to talk us through this little feature that we're going to be doing about low-level flying. So, Chris, it's over to you.
Yeah, sure. No, I was looking at those low-level clips you were playing before, and it was bringing back some great memories. I did a bit of this in the mid-'80s, just for a year or two. Didn't get it through all the way to frontline operational flying, but did a bit in Bulldogs and Hawks. This that you see on screen, that was the target for a Navex for a couple of maps I kept, and the target is the bridge over that little river, and that's up in the Lake District. So tiny little bridge on a tiny little road, but that was the target, and you've got to be on target plus or minus 10 seconds. It's quite a challenge. If they were being generous, they'd give you something like a bridge. If they were being a bit more challenging, it could be something like a small building, or maybe even an old red phone box. To try and get yourself lined up with the target, what you need to do is you need to find a very obvious initial point. So the one I chose for this target was out there on the edge of the top end of the lake. Bassenthwaite Lake from memory, and there's a peninsula there, so that's easy to spot. You've got to make sure you can find that. Then you've got a nice straight line run into the target after that.
Okay, that's brilliant. Coming up, we'll have the next slide in just a moment. Here we go. Tell us about this.
There you go. So basically, you just draw a straight line between the two, and that's what's known as your IP to target run. So you got the IP up at the top right of the screen there. Then you got your line. And what I've drawn on there are three, in this particular case, timing marks. So that where you fly over obvious features, and each one of those three is actually a road that comes out of Cockermouth there. And you put on the timings to the second. So it's 40 seconds for the first one, minute 47 for the second, and 2 minutes 40 for the next. All the time you're trying to adjust the speed of the aircraft to get on those timings spot on. Because the whole end of the game is to be on target plus or minus 10 seconds. What I've done there is I've just highlighted any vertical features. So in this case, it's churches. Because what you have to remember when you're down low, you can't see very far. And the things that you can see are all things of vertical extent. So any churches that are marked on, you highlight them because you're looking out for those for reference points. That routine's around about 4 minutes. So this is what it's going to look like when the map's in your hand. As you saw on the previous slide, it was a long, thin map. So what you need to do is fold it in half so that you can hold it in your hand. So I say you've got to read this while you're flying the aircraft, and it's got to be manageable. So you hold it with your left hand, usually right hand's on the joystick, and you thumb your way up the line. So you can see there you've got your track 253 and all your timings. When you've done that IP to target run, transfer it up to a 1/4 mil map. That's on here, and that's where it fits into your low level sector. What I've drawn on with those 2 red arrows there, they're your entry and exit routes. So the entry route, you're coming in round the side of Skiddaw, then over Bassenthwaite Lake, looking for that obvious IP. That's your box, into the target, hit the target, and then brake, in this case, brake left away from it. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to fly over the target after you've bombed it. Because obviously you'd be flying through all the bomb blast and any enemy fire that might be there. So always you make a sharp break away from the target once you've hit it. Entry and exit route, you've marked those on just for reference as you're coming in from the low level route. And then that's the rest of the low level segment. So you can see the IP to target runs up at the top. You descend down into low level down at Windermere, down there on the bottom right. They're drawn as straight line legs, but in reality they wouldn't be. As you've seen the footage from the Mach loop, what you do is you hug the contours. So you want to be flying down the valleys wherever you can. You don't want to be going over any ridges because that leaves you exposed to enemy fire. So the straight lines are kind of just there as guidelines. You wouldn't be flying those. You'd be flying in the valleys, in the terrain. Other things you got marked on there. You got your sector safe altitude, 4,500. That's what you need to know if the weather clamps in on you, or you get lost, or whatever it might be. You need to bang up out of low level. 4.5 is where you need to be. The 17 up at the top there, that's your chicken fuel. That's the absolute minimum fuel you need to get back to base. You should have significantly more than that, but you're always just checking that you've got fuel. So this is the high level segment. It starts at the bottom left down at Wood Vale, and most low level flights are actually high, low, high profile, and the reason we do that is for fuel conservation. I mean, not so much in a Bulldog, but if you're flying in a Hawk or a proper fast jet, you'll be burning fuel twice as fast down low level than you would at high level. So you probably never get to the target if you can do it all low level. So you transit out high level at a suitable point when you need to get down low, when the enemy can see you, drop down into low level and off you go. That's the planning stage there, this navlog card. So you do this all, back in the squadron room before you go. This particular flight, this was done on a Bulldog, so it was 120 knots planned, 2 miles a minute. Always use multiples of 60. It makes the maths so much easier. And that, when it's finished, that goes in your knee pocket in the flying suit, so you've got it down there for reference. I mean, hopefully you wouldn't need it for reference if all the data needs to be on the map. So that's me jumping into the dog before I hacked off on the route. Timings, as I say, they're absolutely critical, and you've got to reverse engineer the whole route to get there on time. So say the mission time was to hit the target at 12Z, minus 4 minutes for your IP to target run, minus 10 minutes for the low level segment there. High level transit out was 23 minutes, allowed 10 minutes for taxi and takeoff, 15 for the pre-flight. Subtract all those off your 12, that gives you a walk time. Then, of course, once you've done all your basic training in lower and slower aircraft, off you go onto this. And this was one I did in the Hawk, a low level chase out of Chivenna. Again, high, low, high. So it's high over the Bristol Channel, stay high over Port Talbot so you don't annoy the residents, and then drop down into low level there. That route, we're flying that clockwise as you see it. 2 IP to target runs marked on there. But the fun of this one was that it was a chase. So halfway around the route, they got bounced by other Hawks. Or I think they were Hawks actually from memory, yeah. So they're designed to put you off your route. You've got to evade them, chase them away, hopefully get a guns kill on them, and zoom the route. And stay on time for the target. So it's a big ask, really. All the time you're thinking about fuel. The fuel circles around there, these are in hundreds of kilos, and you've got chicken fuel arcs marked on there as well. So the furthest point, you've got a chicken fuel back to Chiv. And the fuel gauge, that's the Hawk flight deck there, the cockpit. There's your fuel gauge down there at the bottom right. So it's busy. It's you would think it would be fun, but it's actually such hard work. It's not really fun at the time. It's exhilarating for sure. Doing the flights in the Hawks where you're doing 7 miles a minute at 250 feet. It's demanding, but it's great fun. And kudos to the guys who made it all the way through and got out to front line and were doing this. Not only at operational low level heights, which are around about 50 feet AGL, but also getting bounced by real enemy with real live weapons, and very often, if they needed to, doing the whole thing at night. It's unimaginably difficult. I say I only got a taster at it, but you watch those guys at the Mach Loop on a nice sunny day when you're all up there with your cameras. Yep. Imagine doing that in bad weather, or as I say, trying to do that at night. And those guys do it, and you do it with night vision goggles on, and wow. It's demanding, but that's why only the best make it.
Wow. And hey, what can I say? Talking about one of the best, goodness gracious, Chris, I can't thank you enough for that absolutely brilliant insight that you've given us this evening. But listen, guys, if you want to hear more about this, there's an extended version of what you've just seen, and that will be on at you're gonna do a premiere at 8:15 after tonight's show, aren't you, Chris?
That's it, yeah. So hopefully see you there after you've finished at Airshow World.
We certainly will. Yes, well, it's going to be a busy evening this evening. We finish at around about 12 minutes past 8 this evening because we've got a few more features still to come up. But yes, you can certainly join Chris, and it's going out as a premiere at 8:15. Okay, so just after this show finishes, you can pop over to Chris, and also you could possibly ask him a question in the live chat, just like you've got the live chat here on our show. That's what will be on Chris's premiere this evening. So hey, pop over there at 8:15. I certainly will, and I hope everybody else does, and also subscribes to Chris's YouTube channel. It's tell us the name of it, Chris, your YouTube channel, so they can all find it. It is
I don't remember the actual name for it, but it's you plug in Chris Brady or Chris Brady 737 and you'll find you'll see my image on there.
There you go. I caught him off guard there. Yes, that's what I always do. I just type in the search on YouTube, Chris Brady, and you'll see there's a Boeing 737, and click on that, and then click on to his actual YouTube channel. So, Chris, we will catch you later at 8:15, and I hope everybody else pops over. Chris, can't thank you enough. Good luck on Sunday. Yeah, you're flying on Sunday, is that correct?
Still flying. It's still on as far as I know.
Okay. Right. We'll catch you later. Thank you very much indeed, Chris.
Thanks, Stu.
We'll probably see you next Friday night as well. You take care. Thank you.
Cheers, Stu.
There we go. What a fantastic insight that really was. Can't thank him enough. And that's what we have. This fantastic pilot, Captain Chris Brady. Absolutely brilliant. Now, that was about low-level flying. We've got some more low-level flying coming up in just a moment. In fact, we're going to get in cockpit with a tornado. 2 tornadoes you're going to see, but hey, we've got a couple of special guests who want to introduce this. So are you going to introduce this for me? Hey?
Fasten your seatbelts, boys. It's gonna be a bumpy.
It's okay. A couple of my favourite characters from Benidorm. definitely fasten those seatbelts. Enjoy this fantastic trip as we take off in a couple of tornadoes. Thanks very much to James for providing this. As you see, flying nice and low over the beautiful countryside and staying low for quite a while. Say a big thank you to so many people for putting some wonderful donations in the chat room this evening. It's so much appreciated. Thank you. Thomas Lund, what a guy. He said, Chris, you're a legend. And there we go. We were showing you maps earlier, or Chris was, and you just saw the map on the screen. Here we go. Just flying over Dinas Mwathi, heading up to the bulk. And right now, as you can all see, the regulars who go there. CAD East, CAD West, which side are you on? Just about to turn round Covis Corner. And after all that excitement, they're going to do a low approach into Valley. Of a bonus show coming up for you tonight, as we said. And I'll be with you until around about 12 minutes past 8. And that will give you just 3 minutes to pop over to Chris Brady. Chris will be on for around about 15 minutes. And then after that, why not join the guys on Plain Talking UK? But don't forget, make sure you join Chris with his premiere at 8:15. Be great to see you. I'll be in the chat room. Julie will be there. And just arriving back at base. I'm pretty sure it's Marham. And I'm sure James would, he'd correct me if I was wrong anyway. We're just getting back just before it gets too dark. Talking about dark, I'm pretty sure that, is it next week they're doing night flying over at Coningsby, so our other Chris who lives near Coningsby, they'll probably be keeping him awake for a bit. LT Viper Pilot, thank you very much. She's gotta go to work, don't worry. Hey, you've seen nearly all of the show. Thank you very, very much. In the chat room right now, our very own Julie has just put a link to Chris Brady's YouTube channel. On the screen that I've been watching that, I can tell you, almost makes me feel dizzy as well. I certainly hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much, James. Woo, boy, I tell you what, I'm out of breath. I really am after watching that, but we've got even more features still to come for you. Got around about 5 minutes of the show before we start to pop over and get all settled in with another cup of coconut tea, if I can get one in time. Meanwhile, what I shall very quickly do is make sure that I've mentioned as many people as possible. So you've got around about 2 minutes to get yourself a message into the chat room. Let's go through a few people. Mark Webber, Webster, Thomas Lund. Thank you, Thomas, for the very kind donations. Piotr, Alison Tidy. Always great to see Alison. Always great to see Turbo Tim. Who's, I think I noticed earlier, he said he's plumbing in a washing machine. I think that's correct. Ingrid Clemens, great pilot, great show. Many, many thanks. A big round of applause. Thank you. A big round of applause to everybody that's watched us this evening. Oliver. Hoo-wee. What does Oliver say? I'll be tracking planes on Plane Finder. Okay. Yep. It's all a great hobby. I love it. Thank you very much, James. I was pretty sure that's where it was. Certainly didn't look like Coningsby. So it was, yes. James lets us know those tornadoes took off from their base at RAF Morrow. Erwin Paul, always good to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a quick look to see if I've missed anybody. I do apologise if I have missed anybody. You can imagine it's been pretty fast and furious this evening. Been a very, very busy show. And I want to say a big, big thank you to Chris for joining us this evening. And also, these shows, they don't come together on their own, I can tell you. There's a lot, a lot of background work that took part in the background to get this show for you this evening. So I certainly hope you've enjoyed it. Took around about, more than 7 days? Thomas Lund, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for the incredible donations. It's so much appreciated. Terry Torment giving us a big round of applause. Thank you. But also a very special mention to a certain lady out there waving that spanner high in the air. And that's our wonderful Julie. Thank you, Julie. As I say, we've been liaising over Skype for quite a few days this week, getting all of this ready and prepared for you guys for the 1 hour show. Well, 1 hour in about 12 minutes. We've got 2 minutes, then the bear is out of here. We're going to pop over and catch up with Chris Brady on his YouTube channel. I will just check in case there was anybody else. And I can certainly understand not everybody can see the actual chat rooms, so for everybody else that's been out there this evening, thank you very, very much for watching and supporting Airshow World. It means so much. Don't forget, we'll be out and about taking the show on the road from the 12th of April, so please join us for those. Next week's live show is going to be on Tuesday afternoon, and the other show, of course, is the 60-minute Friday Night Live with the Bear in the Chair. So please join us for that. But for tonight, have yourself a fantastic weekend. I'll catch you right now over on Chris Brady's YouTube channel. We'll see you there. Don't forget to subscribe to him as well. Oh, if you haven't subscribed before to Airshow World, make sure you do that as well. Click the bell icon. You know when there's a premiere or we go live. It's 12 minutes past. That gives you 3 minutes to pop over there. Hey, I'll catch you next Tuesday, 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Have yourself a great weekend from the Bear in the Chair on Airshow World. You take care. We'll see you over on Chris Brady's YouTube channel right now.